My name is Tommy Means, and backstage they called me the Short. And I was like, what the fuck? And he was like, no, you're the one with the short presentation. I was like, oh, okay, great. Cue the laughter. Moving on. I am the partner and executive creative director and founder of Mekanism. We're a creative independent advertising agency. We have offices in San Francisco, New York, Chicago, in Seattle. And I've been asked to talk about one of the things that we did this year that I really like a lot. So one of our clients is MillerCoors, and no surprise here, but beer sales are in a bit of a decline, and so they have to be pretty innovative with the type of products that they're coming out with now. And the flavored malt beverage is a big part of the category that where MillerCoors is making profit. It's very difficult to come out with a new flavored malt beverage. None of them have like a very credible story behind them. And so they had this idea of bringing back Zima. And if anybody is in this room is as old as I am, you probably remember Zima. And I'm still not exactly sure what's in it, but the client was like, we don't have a lot of it. We're just gonna see what it's like. And I love a good challenge like that, because I think when you have something like scarcity, that can be a very powerful tool. So we were very excited that they only had a little bit of it, and we decided that we would play that to our advantage. So we came up with this really simple line: go back in time for a limited time. I think Zima came out in 1991. And the idea was to taste the stuff. You've heard about it. It's going to be gone really soon. So we started thinking about like all the funny stuff out in the world in 1991, and it was pretty funny. It wasn't funny to me at the time, nor is it to me right now. 1991 seems like yesterday. But this is basically what a website looked like in 1991. And when we were talking about our the web programming team, I was like, yeah, can you like write this in HTML and make it look like it would have in 1991? And the guy was like, yeah, but why would you want to do that? So anyway, that's what the site looked like. We even had a frequently asked questions, which I thought was awesome. Hadn't done one of those in 20 years. And we even had a visitor counter on the bottom. I think that was my favorite part about the entire campaign. And we had a ridiculously small budget, and we shot a launch video. And here's a look. Go, play. Whoops, sorry. And play, and play, and play, and play, and play. I'm going to just keep doing this for the next 7 minutes. And play. Sounds like it's not playing. Okay, check it out on your own. It's amazing. So the other thing that I was asked in my little brief was show stuff that other people did that I wish I had done. So this is a little bit nerdy, but I am really into not master class, but master classes ads are amazing. And they did an ad for Steve Martin, his master class that came out maybe 6 or 8 months ago. And it wasn't just a trailer. They were so incredibly purposeful about how they put this trailer together. And I'm not going to play it for you just because that's what I do. I get up and show videos that I don't play. But what's amazing, and this is sort of like, it can go for anything, but you were entertained in 3 seconds. And that's kind of the attention span that we're dealing with now. He also comes across as very human, as very approachable in a way that you've never seen Steve Martin before. You get a little mini lesson about what it takes to be a comedian that you can actually use. You can take it away from you, with you. And the other thing that he does here is he speaks to your potential. In this video, he looks the camera dead in the eye and he says, everybody's got it in them. Everybody was born with these stories. And it makes the viewer feel incredibly powerful, incredibly like, I can do this. And the final thing is the incredible way that they use music. So whoever out there is putting together these masterclass videos, check them out. You can just watch them over and over again on their own, and you will literally take something with it. They're really great. So last thing I want to talk about, the future of advertising. I always hated this question. It's like somebody always brings up like a VR headset or something like that. I'm not going to do that. The future of advertising to me is diversity. This is obviously like a very relevant topic here this year. And our industry is doing a ton to address it. But we kind of have identified a couple of different bottlenecks. And this came from, I met a young black creative in Chicago. He's a creative director, and I asked him, I was like, I think you're the first black creative director I've met in 20 years. Like, what is the issue? What is the problem here? And he told me something that I'd never heard before. He had told me that a lot of young, diverse creatives graduate from college already saddled with a ton of student debt. And he said on top of that student debt, to go to a portfolio school or an ad school, it's another $50,000 in tuition. So ad school, portfolio school can be incredibly cost prohibitive. There's also few historically black colleges that offer portfolio programs. A couple of them do, but the majority of them don't. And another thing is junior colleges. This is where a lot of diversity sort of goes from high school into secondary school. And junior colleges, they don't really focus on preparing kids for careers anymore to stay relevant. They focus more on job training. The last thing, and I'm completely guilty of this, is that CDs tend to be very biased about what portfolios look like. If a portfolio doesn't look, like traditional and there's spots and there's great clients, you kind of tend to overlook it. And what's interesting is the type of advertising that we need to be doing now is very non-traditional. And it's almost like we need to be looking not at portfolios, but things like Instagram feeds or the type of music that these kids are creating. There's all sorts of ways that people are expressing their creativity that's not a very traditional portfolio. And me as an ECD, I'm the one that needs to look past that, and I can sort of weld together ideas based on these different perspectives. So I did an informal scientific research project on LinkedIn, and I learned that there are over 8,000 young creatives in internship programs right now. That's a lot of people. And I think everybody will kind of relate to this. I've had clients come and ask me if they can, if I can take their kids for the summer and put them in an internship program. And I think internship programs tend to be sort of like a closed loop. They're kind of exclusionary. And I thought to myself, well, God, I can probably change that tomorrow. I can probably just like start hiring diverse creatives, and I can, in my internship programs, and I can make a difference like tomorrow. And then I thought, wow, what if I asked other agencies to do the same thing? So today, we're launching a new movement, and this is a collective of agencies who are committing to hiring, developing, and launching the careers of diverse interns. And it's pretty simple. It's a pretty simple idea. All you got to do is agree to say, yep, I'm going to take on a few more diverse interns than I normally would have. And so I think the goal is, of that 8,000, if we can create 51% of them that are diverse, in a couple of years, we could put 4,080 out into the world. And if you think about it, these kids will go on to have a career, and they're going to start hiring people that look more like them, and we can address this problem in a very, I guess, self-perpetuating way. So anyway, I'm Tommy Means. Join me at apollo51.com, and thanks a lot. Enjoy.